Let's see the next topic in general science, that is blood in biology. As I told you, the human circulatory system, blood is one of the part of the circulatory system, and in today's session we are going to have few PYQs related to blood. Before proceeding to PYQs, let's see what are the types of questions which are asked from this chapter. The first one is the factual information about the blood. Okay. Afterward, the composition of blood. So what exactly blood is composed of. Then you should be very thorough about antigen and antibodies. Why these are important? Because these are help to identify the blood grouping. Okay. And in the blood grouping, you should be very known to this blood type, that is donor and receiver, which one is universal donor, which one is the receiver, and the last one is the blood related disorder. Okay, so the first question, the normal pH of human blood is what? These are the four options. I will give you a hint that human pH blood, okay, it is slightly alkaline in nature. Alkaline is what? So in chemistry we have seen pH scale ranges from 0 to 14, and the seventh one is a neutral, and if you go this side it is becoming more acidic, and if you're going to this toward this side it is become more basic or alkaline. Okay, if you are going toward this side it become acidic in nature. So I am saying that the blood is slightly alkaline, means it is going to be closer to 7. Okay, so out of these options 7.4, okay, 7.4 is the normal pH of human blood. So those who have given option D, they are right. And similar pointer we have seen in our theory class, where we studied that blood is basically the connective tissue which is in fluid in nature, and we have seen the fact which are generally asked in the exam, like average quantity of blood in adult human, it is 5 to 6 liter, and it is different in male and female, but the normal range is 5 to 6 liter. And the pH, as we have seen, it is slightly alkaline, near to 7.4. And the very important one, why the human blood color is red. Okay, the color of human blood is red due to the pigment which is found on this blood, that is called hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin is a pigment which is found on the blood. Okay, and veins sometimes look blue, it is because of reflection of light. And the study of blood, okay, so that is called hematology. Okay, whenever you word this hema or hemo, these are nothing but related to the blood. And the study of blood serum is called serology. Okay, so these are the two studies which are associated with the blood. The next question, dash is part of blood that contain 92% of water, remaining 8% contain protein, mineral, hormone, enzyme and other substance. Okay, so the blood consists mainly two parts, students. The first one is the plasma and the second one is the formed elements, okay, or you can say cells. Okay, so the plasma, this is the part of blood which contain mostly water, and it is responsible for carrying protein, minerals and hormones. Okay, so option D, those who have given, they are right. And we have seen the composition of blood, 55% is liquid, which we call it as a plasma, and the remaining 45%, those are the formed elements or the solid parts, which are basically RBC, which are also known as erythrocytes, WBC, which are also known as leukocytes, and the platelets, which are also called thrombocytes. Okay, So the blood consists of mainly two parts, plasma and the cells. Cells are RBC, WBC and the platelets. Okay. Let's see who can give this answer. The RBC, that is red blood cell, have an average lifespan of 170 days, after which they are destroyed in the, these are the options. Okay, so sometime in exam he can ask you the lifespan of the red blood cell. You should remember it is 120 days. So what happens after 120 days? They are going to be destroyed. So they are going to be destroyed in the spleen. Okay, spleen is the place where RBC get destroyed. Okay, so it is also known as graveyard for the RBC. Graveyard for the RBC, red blood cell. And bone marrow is a place where RBC are formed. Okay. So option B, those who have given, they are right. And in detail we have seen the composition of blood. Like plasma, as I told you, it contains water, protein, hormone, and they are also carrying carbon dioxide in the form of bicarbonate ion. And the important pointer is the serum. What is serum? Serum is nothing but your plasma, but one factor is there that it should not have any clotting factor. Okay, some elements are there, fibrinogen. Okay, so plasma without clotting factor is known as serum. And the solid part, RBC, WBC, platelet, you should know the biological name also: erythrocyte, leukocytes and thrombocytes. Okay, and out of these four are very important. Okay, you should know that RBC contains hemoglobin, due to which the blood color is red, and RBC is going to carry the oxygen, and they are produced in bone marrow. Their lifespan is 120 days, and the graveyard for RBC is spleen. Okay, so these 3 and 4 pointers are very important. They are regularly asked in the exam. Similarly, the white blood cell, that is mainly fight infections. Okay, and their lifespan is very small, it is 12 days, and there are different types of WBC. And in the platelets, you should remember platelets are those cells which help in the blood clotting. Okay, and they have some hormones, thrombohormones, which basically help in clotting this. And their lifespan is very small, it is 7 to 10 days. Okay, so RBC carry oxygen, WBC fight infection, platelets help in blood clotting. Which of the following help us protecting from infection? Okay, yes, so we know the main function of red blood cell is to carry oxygen, and the main function of WBC is to fight infection. So option B is the right answer. What about blood plasma? They carry nutrient, enzyme, hormone and whatnot. And platelets, they are responsible for the blood clotting. Okay, so option B is the right answer. At high altitude, RBC of human blood will dash. Okay, so if you are going to high altitude, RBC of your blood will what? You can relate with that higher altitude oxygen will be less, so your body will demand more oxygen. So in order to complete this requirement, the body will produce more number of red blood cell to carry more oxygen. Okay, so it is going to increase the number after going to the higher altitude. This is the response of the body. Okay, so that you carry more oxygen, you can breathe at the higher altitude easily. That's why it is going to increase in number. Ravi injured his knees while playing and it was bleeding. Okay, After some time, he noticed that bleeding had stopped and dark red clot had plugged. Which type of cell help in blood clotting? So we have seen 2-3 times that it is platelets. Platelets are responsible for blood clotting. It is also known as thrombocytes. Okay, so platelets help in the blood clotting. Coming to the next question, an antigen is a substance which, these are the 4 options. Okay, student, antigen is a substance, basically it triggers the immune system. Okay, so whenever you get some infection or you get something, it is going to trigger the immune system. Okay, so what happens if it triggers the immune system? Your body start producing antibodies. Okay, so option C is the right answer. And basically these are the glycoprotein which are found in the blood, and these are found on the RBC surface. Okay, antigens are found on the RBC surface, whereas antibodies are found on the surface of the plasma. Okay, so basically they trigger the body immune system to produce antibodies. There are 2 types of antigen, A and B, and 2 types of antibodies, small a and small b, and this antibody protect us from the foreign antigens. Okay, blood group AB has what? Let's see who can give this answer. A very difficult one. It is like not normal question. Blood group AB has no antigen, no antibody, neither antigen nor antibody, both antigen and antibody. So student, blood group AB, you should remember, it has no antibodies. Okay, it has no antibodies. Let's see why it has no antibodies. But before proceeding to that, you should know about the blood grouping. Okay, so there are many blood found in the mammals in the earth. Okay, and there is one person called Carl Landsteiner. Okay, he discovered that blood should be classified. Why this classification is important? Because say some person is getting some disease and he wants some blood. Okay, and in that case blood transfusion might be required, and if you transfuse the wrong blood, it may cause clumping and agglutination. Okay, and because of this, blood may coagulate and it is going to have a severe death. Okay, so this blood grouping, ABO blood grouping system, was discovered by Carl Landsteiner, and he won the Nobel Prize in 1930 for discovering this blood grouping system. Okay, and there are other blood grouping system also similar to ABO. It is RH and Bombay blood grouping. Okay, and this blood type is basically you get from your parents. Okay, and this is classified on the basis of whether antibodies are present or antigens are present. Okay, so if you see, there are 4 types of blood group as per ABO blood group system: group A, group B, group AB, and group O. And group type O has no antigen. Okay, type O has no antigen, whereas AB type has no antibodies. These are 2 important things. Okay, so if antigen are not present, means the person who is having O type can donate to anybody else, because antigens are not present. Because of the antigens, this wrong transfusion may get the clumping. Okay, so antigen is the main factor. If antigen is not there in the RBC, then anybody can be receive this blood group O. That's why it is called universal donor. Okay, similar to that, universal receiver is AB type because it has no antibodies. Okay, let's see the next question. A man whose blood group is not known meets a serious accident, need blood transfusion. Which of the following blood group will be readily available, will be safe for the transfusion. Okay, so as I told you, O is the universal donor. Okay, so you can eliminate option C and D. Okay, so he wants some donor which will be safe for the transfusion. So O is a universal donor, but which type? RH minus and RH plus. Okay, so it is RH minus, so O negative is the universal donor, so anybody can take that blood. Okay, option A is the right answer. So this RH blood grouping system, along with the Carl Landstern, Alexander Wiener have found this RH blood grouping system, and RH stand for rhesus factor, and basically it named after the experiment on the rhesus monkey, and they classify based on the D antigen present on the RBC. If RH positive is there, D antigen is present. If RH negative is there, D antigen is absent. Okay, so O, we have seen that O has no antigen, neither A nor B, along with D. So as they have no antigen A, B and D, so they are universal donor, and AB positive is the universal receiver. Okay, increased RBC in blood lead to a condition called what? Anemia, hemophilia, polycythemia, leukemia. Okay, so the deficiency of the blood is called anemia, so this is incorrect. Hemophilia is a genetic disorder where body is not able to clot the blood. Okay, so this is again wrong. Polycythemia, yes, it is right. You can relate with the word poly. Poly means many. So when many RBCs are there in the blood, it leads to a condition called polycythemia. Okay, so option C, those who have given, they are right. Leukemia is basically the blood cancer, and these are the blood related disorder. The anemia is the lack of hemoglobin or RBC. Leukemia is a blood cancer when you have excess or abnormal WBC. Polycythemia, when you have increased number of RBC, it is polycythemia. Hemophilia is a genetic disorder in which blood does not clot properly. Thalassemia is again a genetic disorder which basically affect the hemoglobin formation. Sickle cell anemia, where RBC cell, that is red blood cell, becomes sickle shaped. And the other and the very important one is erythroblatosis filatelis. It is basically when like compatibility issue between mother and fetus is there. Okay, so because of which there can be mishappening to mother or the child. Okay.